everybody. Welcome back to Starfyre Gaming. I am Sir Joseph, and this is Expeditions Rome, a new game for the channel. It came out earlier this year. We get to play a Roman guy. And yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. It's a turn cat. Last time I was doing this, you got up here and you stopped my recording. So this is my second attempt to start this because my cat turned off my recording the last time I was doing this. So hopefully she won't do that again. Alright, come on, you gotta move. Good girl. Alright, sorry about the distraction. Alright, so this is a turn-based combat game and we are gonna get started. It's also a role-playing game, so there's some role-playing stuff in it evidently as well. I did not get far before my cat turned off the recording, so we'll get back
in the
to that
year
point.
of Lucius Licinius Lucullus, Rome was prosecuting several wars of self-defense, most notably in Greece, where Lucullus himself was commanding the legions. With everyone's gaze directed at the provinces, few could have known that a seemingly inauspicious event in Rome would become the central fulcrum around which the fate of the Republic would turn. The paterfamilias of a venerable patrician house had passed away unexpectedly, and a senator by the name of Vitellius Scaevola had made a bid for the hand of his eldest child. His widow alone believed that Scaevola had poisoned her husband and now strove to take his place and claim his property through marriage. Acting in secret, the widow arranged for her youngest child to be taken out of their villa in the dead of night and smuggled out of Rome.
Okay, so right up, I'm going to just let you know I'm going to be butchering these Roman names. I like this one. Alright, so our name is Appius Lartius Ocala, I think. I think that's how that's pronounced. I'm probably wrong, but that's what we're going to go with, and we'll just go with the base there. So these give you different dialogue options. This one is based on using your authority. This one is based on using sound arguments. This is based on emotional manipulation and stirring rhetoric. We're going to go with the logos. We're going to play on normal. We'll keep combat deaths on, but we will keep Iron Man off. Iron Man is rough for this type of game because if something goes bad, like a cat turning off your recording.
Did you hear me, Domine? Your body is surely present, but your mind seems somewhere else.
You would lose that stuff. So Iron Man is not good for this type of thing for as far as a YouTube thing goes, without risking missing something. All right. I'm just stunned by the beauty of the sea. Look how blue it is.
It soothes the soul, doesn't it? I had come to think that this sea was so blue in my memories, only because I was young the last time I saw it. But I remembered right. I asked the Triarchus how close we are to Lesbos, but he would not give me a straight answer.
He still just claims we are close to our destination?
Indeed. In his defense, there are many islands on this sea, and they mostly look the same. Will you check with the Triarchus? Hopefully he will give you a clearer answer. He told me his name is Geminus.
The man may genuinely not know our position. I will see if I can help him work it out.
If nothing else, you do have a way of making unreasonable people see reason. You should also go and thank Quintus Aquilinus. I do believe he saved our lives with his timely appearance at the villa.
There are so few passengers on this galley.
Your mother paid Geminus handsomely to set off in great haste under cover of night. 2 others did board with us, also bound for Lesbos. Young Gaius has been pacing impatiently over there, wearing grooves into the deck. There was a gladiator too, but I don't know where he went.
We left so quickly. My mother and sister.
Do not worry. The Vitellius brothers have no reason to do them any harm. Besides, you cannot save them by worrying. Focus on the task ahead.
Thank you for coming with me, Signoros.
Thank you for bringing me along. It will be wonderful to see my homeland again.
Let's see if Germanus knows where we are. Alright, so this tells us it's going to show our goals. Mandatory objectives are in red. Optional are in black. We can click on to find our goals down here on the corner. And we have camera control. So WSAD, and then the mouse. Point and click to where we're going to go.
You found your Silex quickly, Domine.
I want to come over here and talk to this guy.
You handle the sea better than most. I'm glad.
Centurio, I want to thank you for your timely arrival at my villa.
The timing was fortunate, but there is no need to thank me. The consul sent me to get you. Please, call me Kaiser, if it's not too familiar.
Not Aquilinus?
My subordinates call me Centurio, my superiors call me Aquilinus. My friends call me Kaiser.
Then you may call me Ocella.
With all due respect, I'd better not.
Can we go over the plan? Our departure was far too hasty to discuss our course of action.
Ah, she did not keep you apprised. Your mother has secretly been making arrangements with the consul. You are to join his command staff as tribunus.
What are the duties of a tribunus?
You will have very little responsibility. The tribunus of a legio assists the legatus while they learn how to command a military organization. You will not see combat, nor will you make any important decisions. You'll be safe, as your mother wanted.
If I'm going to follow the Legion around, I might as well make myself useful.
I'm sure the consul will find use for you. You seem to have a good head on your shoulders. You'll get the hang of things quickly. One word of advice. I know Lucullus is a friend of your family, but remember, he is the consul, elected by the people to rule all of Rome. It's best if you don't act too familiar with him in front of his men.
What is your relationship with Lucullus?
For many years, I was the primus pillis of Legio Prima Italica, which he commands. He needed someone he could trust to get you out of Rome and keep you safe.
Will you be returning to your position when we reach Lesbos?
That position has already been filled by one of my centuriones. A good man, easily up to the task. My job now is to watch your back and help you settle into your new life.
I'm sorry you had to abandon your position for this.
Don't be. I serve the consul, and he has well earned my loyalty.
Have you talked to any of the other passengers?
I had a brief talk with that gladiator who boarded before us, just to make sure he won't give us any trouble. He seems to have vanished, though. The young man over there, Gaius, is apparently the nephew of the other consul, Marcus Aurelius Cotta. He's here to become a tribunus as well. You should talk to him if you haven't already. I'm sure you'll have much in common.
Excuse me. I should talk to the Triarchus. Go talk to Gaius.
Solway.
Salve. I don't believe we have been properly introduced. My name is Appius Latius Ocella.
It is a pleasure. I am Gaius Julius Caesar.
It's him. Well, I don't know if it's him. Evidently, the Romans actually didn't have a whole lot of names that they used, so it might not be that Julius Caesar or Julius Caesar, as we pronounce it. Well, he didn't pronounce it that way because I'm terrible at these names. Well met. This is all new to me. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all. But keep in mind, I'm not the most experienced soldier either.
Where are you from?
I was born in Rome, but they say my family is from Alba Longa.
Why did you join the Legion?
That's a long story, my friend. Suffice to say, the powers that be are not fond of me. I have decided that staying in Rome could be shall we say, hazardous to my health.
How many wars did you fight in?
To be honest, this will be my first proper battle. I did study a lot, though, and therefore I am well versed in matters of strategy and tactics.
This is my first military assignment. Do you have any advice?
If you don't play an important part, you will be torn apart. My father used to say. I guess that was his way of telling me to be brave and hopefully not stupid.
Wale, Gaius. We shall talk later. Anybody else we need to talk to? Alright, just this guy.
I heard he's running from a senator who wants him dead.
Shh! Keep your voice down.
What is he looking for?
He's been like this all morning.
Salve, Germanius. Was it?
What? Yes, Geminus. Salve. I'm a little preoccupied.
Geminus, not Geminus. Geminus. You gotta remember those are hard G's. The wind has been rather still today, hasn't it? I've noticed the oars have been out since early in the morning. Is that what causing our delay?
You're right. The rowers are getting tired. We should let them rest soon, but that will cause even more delay. Wait.
What is it?
Ah, shit. They're headed straight towards us. They're gonna ram.
Get your father's weapons. Let's see if you can actually fight.
I'm fine, Kenturio.
Form up! Let's get these pirates off our ship!
Alright. Before combat begins, you will often have time to organize your Praetorians into a formation within the highlighted area in blue. Simply click on one of your Praetorians and click where you want to place them. It is generally a good idea for your heavy infantry in the front and your archers in support behind them. When you are ready, click End to Turn button or press End to begin. Alright, well we got an old man with a staff, we're going to put him back here. We got an archer, let's go ahead and put him back here. We're going to put you there, and we will put me here. So while I'm not heavily armored, I'm not an archer or an old man, so there are a lot of these dudes here. This guy's obviously on our side, though he is not someone I can control. My favorite thing about these is their pawns, and their little symbol is a pawn. I think that's amazing. I love that. At least that's what they look like, their pawns. It might be because they're militia, and that's why they've got that little pawn symbol. Alright. And then there's another guy over here. He's got a little pawn. So that must be militia. So anyways, we're ready to go. To attack an enemy, first select which skill to use. Each skill cannot be used more than once per turn. Many skills require your action point, the little triangle, or the diamond, to use, and some have limited charges per encounter. Alright. So one thing I know we can do is we can kind of bounce between people back and forth if we need to. So we are going to start with the archer guy. So ordering characters. During combat, characters can take any actions anywhere. And you can swap between them. So we can shoot this guy, then move him, then move this guy. But we are going to shoot. We're going to do let's do a crippling shot to slow these guys down some. status effects. We hover over a guy and we hit. We can see the symbols up there above him. I just pointed at the screen like you can see my screen. Then we press E, it's going to tell us what they are. So he's untrained, so if we incapacitate him, it restores an action point, and he's crippled, so he's 50% movement. Alright, so then we are going to move up us, and we can punch him, or we're going to stab him. So we're going to stab him. Oh, it affects multiple targets, that's nice.
Well done! You went right past this guard!
Critical hit, that was nice. Okay, so now we're gonna move the old man. He's got a staff. This special attack here has a range of 2 hexes. This one does not. So we want to move the old man here. What's this? Oh, gives people +2 movement. Probably should have used that. Oh, that uses his action, but we want to attack. So you see, we can't attack over our own guy, so it's going to move us over 1 space, which is fine. And here it shows we took out the untrained guy. We got a new action point. So now we're going to run over here. So we have our action point. We're going to go ahead and strike this guy.
Like your footwork, son!
Left him with 1 hit point, that's good. And we're going to bring our big heavy hitter over here. He's going to shield punch this guy. Now he can step forward. He got his action point back. He did not get his action point back. What? We took out dude. Ah, we should have gotten our action point back. Oh, because he's not dead, maybe. That guy did die. Maybe that's what it was. No, incapacitating. He's incapacitated. He should have gotten his action point back. That sucks. And then we're going to move our archer up to behind this barricade here. And let's end our turn. Wow, that was a good shot. Oh, he's getting hammered.
Where's that gladiator who boarded with us?
Up there!
Never underestimate the value of an impressive entrance.
Alright, so we've got our buddy here is really beat up. He's got his 2 armor back from his shield, which is nice. We're gonna start with the archer. Makes this guy. Oh, can't see him. Can't see him.
You're a dangerous man!
He's got 1 hit point left. That's alright. Back, so now we're going to use this.
You're deadly with that thing! I've lived other lives before this one.
Let's see, brace. Applies deflecting to self, deflect the next attack, applies strong to self. Each stack, 25% of the character's shield, strength maximum restore at the beginning of the turn. He gets his shield back every time, so we're going to go ahead and finish off this guy. Gives us back our thingy bobber. Shield out that guy, which again gives us back our action point. And we'll brace. Because we're out of attacks, because you can only use each action once. We used both attacks earlier. Now, our fighter guy. So he's got this thing here that, if he has focus, he gets a free attack, basically. He's going to attack this dude here. We're going to do this to give him 2 focus. Attack of opportunity. If you move out of a hex that is adjacent to an enemy wielding a melee weapon, you'll get an attack of opportunity. Watch for red arrows. That archer foolishly tried to get away and got just hammered. So this guy is the main boss. We want to finish him off if possible. So you want to use this again because it minus 10 to his resistances and minus 10% to damage. So he doesn't do as much damage and he takes more. Quite what we were looking for there. Alright, so we're going to move this guy up to here. So this doesn't bleed. Bleed? No, it doesn't do bleed. Cannot be blocked or resisted. Cannot inflict a critical blow. Generates one damage.
Just one more level! Come on! We can do this!
We had enough focus, so since we had enough focus, we could make that attack and it didn't use an action, so that's a pretty nice ability. See, that was a mistake, but we had the deflect up because we did the strength thing, so we got lucky. Victory! Woohoo! So you see everybody is uninjured, even though we took damage, we're uninjured, which I mean that assumes since none of us, got reduced to 0 hit points, we didn't suffer an injury that way, so let's continue.
Back to Neptune's asshole, barbarians!
The Triarch has run us straight into the pirate ambush, Spearman. Allow me to execute him right here and right now. This traitor must be working with them.
We're sailing to join a war against pirates. It's not surprising that there should be that we should be attacked by pirates on our way.
Don't be naive. This was no random attack. They were out for blood.
It is quite unusual for pirates to attack any ship, let alone a heavily armed Roman galley. They prefer to attack lightly defended coastal towns instead. It's less risky and more profitable.
Well, let's go talk to the man.
Alright, so we want to go over here. So we got our full party running with us, which is kind of cool.
Geminos, you steered us into a trap.
What do you have to say for yourself?
I had nothing to do with it, I promise. They came out of nowhere.
Silence! You utter nonsense! By Mars, it is the sea! How can anyone come from nowhere?
We cannot execute a man based on no evidence. Besides, we need our Triarchus to make it safely ashore.
What do you say, kid? What do you think we should do?
Why are you asking me? You are the Primus. This kind of decision is your responsibility.
I'm just a humble Canturio, albeit a particularly well-dressed one. Lucullus has greater plans for you. Your father's dead. The time to rely on others to make difficult decisions for you is gone.
Why do you want him dead, Gladiator?
We are close to our destination, and we can reach it without him. If there is a possibility that he is working with the enemy, we cannot risk to let him live. Mercy, doubt, hesitation. These are all openings that the enemy can exploit to kill you. This man's value to us is far less than the threat he may pose.
Gaius, if pirates don't attack ships as you say, why would these ones make an exception?
We are, many of us, important people, on our way to join the action against Lesbos. Is it not conceivable that the rebels heard of us? The Kingdom of Pontus is known to sponsor pirates, to harass and weaken Rome. I do not believe we have any reason to suspect our Triarchus of colluding with them.
What's done is done. There is nothing to gain from executing the Triarchus now.
Very well. We shall spare his life. But remember, mercy is a luxury you will not always be able to afford.
Perhaps, but in this case, we certainly can't afford to lose our Triarchus. We still have to reach Lesbos.
A wise choice, my friend. Killing the Triarchus of our ship in the middle of the sea would have been inconvenient, indeed.
Thank you. If you ever again need the help of a skilled navigator, I am at your service.
Rowers, up the tempo! And keep your eyes open.
So up there in the top right-hand corner, after the conversations, things popped up showing us how we got our relationship to different people changed based on their personalities. All right, so this is our options on how we want to make our character, what class we want to be. So there's the Princeps, which is a heavily armored guy. There is the Welles, and they are light infantry. So the Princeps can have the Defender, the Vanguard, or the Veteran. The Defender focuses on survivability and protecting allies. Vanguards charge into the fray and excel using their weapons and shields. And Veterans lock down enemies and resist enemy attempts to do the same to them. The light infantry guys, the Welles, they're assassins, high mobility and high single target damage. Duelists, they're evasive fighters that dodge and weave between attacks. And brawlers, they're versatile fighters that excel at penetrating enemy lines. Then there's the Sagittarius, which are the archers. We got the marksmen, defensive archers that deny areas to the enemy. Hunters are close-range multi-target shooters, and snipers prefer to pick off single targets at a great distance. And then we have access to the Triaris, the third line of the Roman Legion. They're basically these pikemen. So they're medics, which are really cool. flag bearers for buffing and moving enemies, and destroyers that do devastating attacks and damage enemy armor. I like doing this going off of how they look. So I like this guy really lot. This guy looks pretty cool as well, but I like this guy the best, so that's what we're gonna go with. And then we're gonna go with the defender. So that's where we are. The initial morale of your Praetorians at the start of combat is determined by their approval of you. So the more they like you, the higher morale they're going to have. So Asia Minor, 1st century BC.
Gentlemen, welcome to Lesbos, the pearl of the Mediterranean.
An ugly nest of pirates.
An impenetrable fortress of pirates, more like. With an infinite food supply thanks to the strength of their fleet.
We shall find a way to limit this infinite supply then.
You think like an imperator, Gaius. All right, people. This is Lucullus's war camp, the heart of our operations in this territory. You've been seaborne for a long time now. I suggest you walk it off. See the things you have to see, and meet the people you have to meet. The consul waits in the command tent. Don't be too late if you don't want to see him angry.
Alright. So, basically of all this stuff here, the only people to talk to or that I've seen are these guys. So that's what we're going to go talk to them real quick.
Domine,
How are you doing, Cineros?
I am hungry and my face is wind-burned, but at least both of my feet are planted on solid ground now.
Why would Mother send me here, of all places?
To save your life, of course. She firmly believes the Witelli killed your father. Sending you here was the best course of action.
If this is what it takes to bring down the Witelli's brothers, or to bring the Witelli's brothers down, so be it. Reading is hard.
That is a practical outlook. But be careful that you don't focus so much on your ultimate goal that you miss important lessons or experiences along the way.
What do you know about the consul?
Dominus Lucius Licinius Lucullus was a close friend of your father's, and a supporter of your mother's efforts. He is now the closest thing you have to a father. You ought to keep this in mind.
Do you need anything?
Besides a good wine, a warm bath, and a thorough massage, not much. Thank you. But you should think about yourself, Domine.
What should I do, Cyrnos? Or Cineros? 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 Cineros. We're gonna go Cineros.
I would get used to my surroundings and visit the consul as soon as possible. We're here to accomplish something. Time to find out what it is.
I'll talk to you later. And let's talk to
Salway.
the gladiator. That's what he is. You are Bestia Tabat, right? I am Appius Lartius Okela.
I am called Bestia Tabat indeed. You fight well. I noticed it.
May I ask you a few questions?
You may ask, and I may answer or not.
Your name is quite unusual. Is Bestia your family name?
Your name is unusual. Tabat is the name that was given to me by my father. Bestia is the name I took when I earned my freedom. I chose it because I have fought and defeated many beasts.
Makes sense. Where are you from?
I was born in Mauritania, but I'm a Roman citizen.
Have you ever fought in a war before?
Until I undertook this voyage, I fought every single day in the arena. But wars? This will be my first.
You were a gladiator. You must know much about combat then. Any advice to give?
I recommend you to not die. Honor matters little. He who stands tall in the end will always be a winner.
What can you tell me about the commanders here?
They say Lucullus has the greatest military mind in Rome. I only know he is consul and imperator, but I don't understand what that means.
How have you lived in Rome without knowledge of what these titles mean?
This is my first time seeing a senator outside of the spectator stands.
He is an imperator because he holds the authority to command the legions of Rome.
Ah,
Whoops.
like a king, but
Wrong.
temporary.
So I said he's a consul, one of the two consuls elected to rule. So I hit the wrong button. We Romans do not like the word king. We have fought hard to build a republic for all Romans, free of the tyranny of kings.
Free of the tyranny of kings? Perhaps Romans prefer other kinds of tyranny.
You did not like the Triarchus, did you?
He will fail again and cause the death of someone you care about. And that death will be your doing. Mark my words.
See you on the field of battle. Alright, so now we need to go over here.
How long are they going to keep us here? It's
Talk
driving
to
me
the
crazy too.
consul.
Saw Agrippa harassing that old Servus with the limp again.
That small dick bully.
This is not going to work, as long as the rebels keep receiving supplies by sea.
We will need to cut their supply lines. It's an operation for our occulta speculatores.
Occulta
Don't joke about
speculatores.
that kind of thing.
Straight to business. You are your father's son, indeed. Very well, let us skip the greetings. The occulta speculatores are, shall we say, a special cohort assembled for particularly daring undertakings. And you will have to prove yourself as part of it.
Just tell me what needs to be done.
A trial by fire is what you need. Now pay attention. We've been in a deadlock here on Lesbos for some time now. My co-consul, Marcus Aurelius Cotta, is engaged against King Mithridates of Pontus in the east. Mithridates is using the pirates of Lesbos as his navy.
The fortress of Mytilene here is well protected, but it also has a weakness. There's a mountain pass we can utilize. I will lead the assault myself.
I volunteer for the vanguard. If my uncle can defeat Pontus, I can surely handle Mytilene.
So be it, then. Meanwhile, you will prove yourself as a leader, my young ward. Take Caeso Quintius Acollinus, your Servus Cineros, and that gladiator who came with you on the ship. You will meet up with Iulius Calidus of my legion Speculatores. Your mission is to sneak into the harbor and destroy the enemy ships any way you can. I expect you have questions.
All of this is just a secondary operation to Kotos' campaign?
That doesn't make what we're doing any less important. Mithridates has a dozen warriors for each of our legionari. Defeating Pontus will require patience and caution. Regaining control of the Aegaeum Mare is a crucial step in cutting off Mithridates' supply lines.
No more questions. I'll do what needs to be done.
Wait. Are those your father's old weapons? I'm sure they mean a lot to you, but look. The leather is brittle. This won't do. Visit my smith, Sextus, and get yourself properly equipped before you go.
Alright, and this just tells you how to leave the area. So let's go ahead and talk to these guys.
Salve, son. Do you need anything?
I want to thank you for saving my life.
That is unnecessary. I just wish your father could see you like this. He would have been proud.
Why did you save me? What do you stand? No, I don't like that one. I don't like any of these actually. I just want to go home. I'm worried about my mother, sister.
All in due time. And trust me, you are protecting them by being here. In a way, you're saving their lives.
You and my father were close?
We served together under Cornelius Sulla in the Social War. He was the most talented spy I've ever known.
You never talked about those days.
The Social War was nasty business. Rome fighting her own allies. Most people would rather forget. But I believe we must never run from our past.
The people we're here to fight, are they pirates or rebels?
Lesbos has rebelled against Rome. We call them pirates for political reasons, when in reality these people are organized much like a navy. They are allied with Mithridates, Megas of Pontus. He is without a doubt the most dangerous enemy Rome has faced since Hannibal.
How can Mithridates, whatever his name is, pose a threat against the might of Rome?
Pontus is a strong nation. They have conquered Colchis, Cappadocia, and Bithynia. And these conquests have made them bold. Mithridates himself is a fascinating figure. They say he has rendered himself immune to poison.
This is not the first time Mithridates has fought Rome.
My mentor, Cornelius Sulla, defeated him some years ago when he first invaded our province of Asia. Mithridates exploits the ebb and flow of the conflict between the factions of our Senate. He strikes when Rome is divided, like a vulture circling a wounded wolf.
I will talk to you later, Patrone. Or Patron. I'm not sure which one it is. Go talk to Gaius.
Solway.
You are an interesting man, Gaius.
Interesting. I shall accept this as a compliment, but prepare to be disappointed. To the extent of my knowledge and ability, I shall try to be as helpful as I can.
The first time I've traveled so far from home.
Indeed. Staying in Rome became, shall we say, politically disadvantageous to me. That's why I left it. Like you, I've never been to Lesbos before. I did my homework, though, in case you have any questions.
So, what do you know about this island?
Lesbos is one of the most important islands on this sea. Some cartographers call it the Horse Island, on account of its shape.
Why are the pirates here?
Location, I would guess. The island has countless coves and natural harbors for pirate ships to hide in. Not to mention the massive fortress in Mytilene.
Our army is vastly superior to these Greeks. I don't see why we can't simply wipe them out.
Be that as it may, their position here is superior. Mytilene is right next to the sea, and their fleet brings them supplies constantly. It's a stalemate.
There's something else I want to talk to you about.
Of course.
Do you think the Tricaris was working with the enemy?
Does it matter? For the sake of this discussion, let us say he was a traitor. In the end, we are triumphant and the pirates are dead. The Triarchus, if indeed he worked with them, now knows he picked the wrong side. In a war like this, allegiances are rarely about ideology. The common person wants nothing more than to be on the winning side, and we have shown Geminus that the winning side is ours.
This war camp looks like a town itself.
Fascinating, isn't it? The Legion can build a fortified camp like this almost overnight. In my opinion, that is the foundation of Rome's military might.
Let us talk later, guys.
Wait. Listen, you seem trustworthy. I may have need for your help on a rather sensitive matter.
Of course, Gaius. You can trust me.
That is good to hear. Keep in mind the matter I'm about to mention is rather personal in nature. Your discretion would be appreciated. I've been keeping a detailed account of our journey ever since we left port. Shortly after our arrival, however, the journal went missing. I believe it to be stolen by one of the Centuriones.
Are you sure it was stolen?
I'm reasonably sure. The journal might be misplaced, but I find this to be improbable since I write regularly.
What makes you think it was a Centurio who stole it?
I have seen a particular man walking out of my tent. As a matter of fact, I have already confronted him, and he pretty much admitted his guilt.
But why would he steal your little diary?
Pain comes in many forms. Physical, emotional, and let us say that some men just enjoy inflicting pain in all forms.
This is a serious accusation. If it's true, a serious crime. We should afford the primus pilius.
Roman law is valid in Rome, and our perpetrator knows this. This is a personal matter, and therefore it should be solved personally.
Why don't you simply walk up to the Centurio and retrieve your property yourself?
That I have already tried. He threatened me in a way. He said if I continue bothering him, he would read the contents of my journal publicly.
And the journal includes admissions of certain actions you're not proud of?
I can stand by my decisions, and I'm proud of my actions. It's just that I don't want some donkey-headed brute reciting them in public.
Very well. Tell me what I can do for you.
The Centurio is called Agrippa, I think. He hangs out with his friends near the tent over there. I thought perhaps you could convince him to hand over my journal. Needless to say, I would like to keep the contents of the journal private. I would appreciate if you'd refrain from reading it.
All right, so we got another journal, another quest. Okay, so we want to go to the smith, get our stuff. So the first time I played this through, I didn't actually talk to them, so I didn't get this quest. The one from Gaius, I should say. So just in case something happens here with Agrippa, I want to be fully kitted up.
Salve, Legionari. If you're here to get your weapons fixed, you must have me confused with Vulcan.
The consul said you have new equipment for me.
Well, if he said it, I guess I'm obliged to make it true. Help yourself to any of the gear on the racks. Take all of it if you need it.
If I need something special, can I commission you to smith it for me?
I have enough work on my hands right now supplying the consul's Centuriones.
Do you sell materials for smithing?
You'll have to bring your own materials if you want any work done. I've nothing to spare.
Thank you, Ferrari, I'm gonna guess. I'm sure I'll be seeing you again. Alright, so it says we can interactive stuff. And this is the stuff right here. So we can dismantle, so hold the button down to just break them all down, but we're just gonna take them all here. And we're gonna go into our inventory. This is us. We're going to put that on there. That there. So that sets skills. Put that sword there. And then if we hold the Q down, if we press Q, it switches our loadout. So we can put the spear there. Now the spear, I guess, has more skill sections than what we have available. But I'm not going to worry about that for now. So I can hit the Q and go back to the sword and shield. Okay, let's go talk to Agrippa. Yeah, Agrippa.
We're in the middle of something, Tribune. What do you want?
I believe you're in possession of someone's private property. I'm here to retrieve it.
This? Ah, but this is priceless. A journal written by Cotter's stupid nephew, who thinks of himself as the greatest commander history has ever seen.
He also happens to be a friend, so I suggest you hand it over right now.
Why don't you send him back here to beg for it again?
Khazar may not seem like much now, but he is a tribunus, and he has friends in high places. Today's blue-eyed rookie is tomorrow's imperator. What's more, he strikes me as a man who forgives easily and remembers those who served him well.
All right. I guess you rich kids stick together. Take it, and let's not speak of this again.
Right. Let's go back and talk to this guy.
Salway, did you ruin my good work so soon?
Are you so irreverent with everyone?
Only those who are younger than me. So, yes.
Okay, that was funny. You are old and wise. What do you think of my companions?
A bunch of Balatranes, I'd say. Which one are you asking about?
What about, Keizo?
I've known that man since he was a little runt. Watch yourself around Kieso. He's honest to a fault. Too much honesty may be dangerous.
Bestia?
Don't get me started. Maybe you can get it into his skull that I can't forge a battle scythe. There is no such thing by Vulcan.
Scenarios.
That half-senile fool was your mentor. That explains a lot.
No one in particular.
Fine. Need something else?
Wale, Ferrare. I'll leave you to your work. Alright. And is he still... Come on, let me in. Let me in. Yep, that's still Gaius. Alright, let's go right up here.
Solway, I see you've successfully retrieved my journal. May I ask how you managed it?
He was just being unreasonable. I kept my head cool and made him see reason.
What can I say? I'm not surprised. One last question before we're done. Did you read my journal?
I am curious about the journal's contents, but I respect your wishes.
That is the most virtuous thing to do, and I expected nothing less of you. Thank you, my friend.
Okay, so now we can click here. Party management quests. We just have the one quest to meet up with Julius Caladius. I'm sure I got those wrong, but I'm trying my best. Party management. Let's see. Stats, alright, 50 of 100 XP. So these kind of tell you each person's personalities and perks. So like this guy's a doctor, which is always a good thing to have. He is a warmonger, so he kind of had some negative on me not killing that guy. So we have 3,000 denarii. We evidently have 10 slaves, 100 rations, 20 medicine. All right. And with this, let's go ahead and call this a day. We're going to step out of the tent. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate all of that as well. I have been Sir Joseph. As always, you guys are awesome. Until next time, stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you later.